Hi, welcome back to my channel, everyone, and if you're new, welcome. So today we are going to be talking about anxiety. Now, I'm so excited to put all my information that I have out there, everything that I've went through, and things that has helped me to cope with my anxiety. And I'm so excited to just share it with you guys, so just stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is the type of anxiety disorders. So the first one is going to be generalized anxiety disorder. So this is something that I have and I went through so badly in the past. It's over worrying activities and events. So this is going to the grocery store, like your daily things that you need to do. So like going to work, going to the grocery store, driving a car, you know, anything that has to do with events and activities, you are worried constantly. So for me, I went through it so bad like last year it was last year, maybe 2 years ago, and I went through it for like an entire year to a point where it drug on to depression. I'm going to get all into that very soon. But this type of anxiety was something that is just overall your life. It just is, it threatens you with anything that you need to do in your life. It's always in the way of your daily routine, and you can't go and do what you want to do because you're constantly thinking in your mind something's going to happen. You're always worrying, always overthinking. Another one is social anxiety, and this is, of course, talking to people, being in front of a big crowd, and, just basically just talking to people. And I have that still. I have all of these that I'm going to say still, but it's so much better. Like, I'm so much more confident now. I'm so much more happier. I have no more depression. Like, it's amazing. My life is going so great, and I want to be able to help you guys get to the same place that I'm at in my life with these disorders that I have, with anxiety. And I'm telling you guys, you will get through it. I promise you. And without further ado, let's continue with the other types. And then there's PTSD, which is something that I also have, and I went through because of something that has happened in my past. And that's basically, to sum it up, something that has happened to you in the past. You now over worry doing those things or being in those type of situations because of past events. Okay, so I'm going to tell you an example of what I've went through. So it started off with me driving, and I started to feel very like lightheaded, and I felt like I was going to faint, so I hurried up and pulled over. I was so scared. I was shaking. And after that day, my life changed forever. In the past, before that, I've never had any problem with anxiety. Obviously, everyone has an anxiety. Everyone has anxiety because, when you worry beforehand with things, but these type of disorders are disorders to where you worry consistently. Now you're always thinking about it before you do something. So with my story, it's the whole car situation, and after that I was not able to drive a car anymore. I was so terrified to drive. Every single time I would get into the car and drive, I would have that same feeling. And I used to drive all the time. I loved driving. Never had a problem, right? And after that situation, it was so bad. I could not drive, sold my car, got into a depression because I felt like my life was just falling apart. Like I couldn't do nothing. And then it started to get to a point where I didn't want to be alone. I was scared to be home alone. I was scared to go inside of a grocery store because of the surroundings of people. And I never had this problem before. So I was just always like, what is going on? How are you going to live your life with these problems and you can't even live your life to the fullest because this disorder is blocking you from living your full potential and doing the things you want to do, right? So I was around certain people that also kept my anxiety around. So that's another thing that I feel like you guys always have to look at. Please, please, please notice the people around you, if they care, if they are keeping that anxiety around, are they stressing you out while you're going through what you're going through. Okay, so we're just going to jump right in to how I coped with my anxiety. Okay, so I just told you guys the types of anxieties that I know about and the situation, how it started for me. My anxiety came along and ruined my life, I feel like, in a way. But now we're going to jump into how I coped, how I got through. It took me a good amount of time because I was learning on my own and figuring it out on my own. Okay, so I would like to start off with, I started to get a therapist, and I would talk to my therapist, and she helped me in a way, telling me to do the things that scared me. So the things that you were scared to do that would trigger your anxiety. For instance, my situation was driving. So she would tell me, get in your car and, start off slow, drive in your neighborhood. You can't run away from your daily routine, right? So my daily routine, I had a job, I had to go to work, I had to drive, I have a daughter. So, I had to make sure I was able to drive and get her to daycare, to school, like those type of things. So that was something that I needed to drive, right? So I could not run away from that. Always remember, you cannot run away from your fears. Walk into it and deal with it in the moment, no matter how hard it will be in the moment, because it feels so crazy. Like I told you, I felt like I was gonna pass out. I felt dizzy. I would be sweating. My mouth would get dry. It was extremely bad. Like it was the worst time of my life, I promise you. And also, if you are someone that is dealing with someone that is going through anxiety, do not tell them that you understand how they feel, because everyone is different and they all feel differently. Everyone feels differently. So it doesn't make people feel better. Just be there and support them in that moment. Comfort them, because that is the main thing that people need, is comfort during these situations, because they are so hard, mentally draining on your mind, and physically it starts to drain you. So being there for a person that is going through this is very, very, very big and helpful. Okay, so now that's that with making sure you do not run away from your problems. Don't run away from the things that you're scared of, because that is going to keep the anxiety around, or keep it around longer, right? It's going to always be on your mind if you have to go and do those things. Also, I would say, when you are going through anxiety, you need to breathe. You need to learn how to there's stuff that you can look up online that I've done, and you need to start doing breathing methods. So when you are feeling under pressure, overwhelmed, start to breathe. You need to catch your breath. You need to even your breath out. You know what I mean? You're breathing. You need to even your breathing out and relax. If you have to sit down, relax. But you need to remember, you need to get through it. Therefore, you have to find ways to get through it instead of running from it. So I would breathe. I would drink water. I don't know what it is about me drinking cold water, because I would get hot. So drinking cold water helped me a lot. I don't know if it's because I was swallowing the water and it took my mind off of other things in the moment. It helped at a certain extent. Drinking water, breathing, sitting down, giving yourself a moment. Also is positive thinking through these attacks, through this anxiety. Make sure you think to yourself, I am okay. Everything will be okay. This is just how I'm feeling now. I am safe where I'm at. Because for my situation, it would be, like I said, the grocery store, driving, things like that, social events. I would feel overwhelmed and start having these anxiety attacks. So you would have to think to yourself, I am okay, I am safe, things like that. Put in your mind repeatedly. You have to remember to keep putting that in your mind. Now, if you continuously just like make yourself frustrated, I'm mad because it just I can't get over this feeling. It's not going to make it better. But by convincing your mind that you are okay in these situations, as times go on, it will get better. It will get easier. Now, it takes time. So you have to remember that these things will not just go away in a snap of a finger. These things stay with you until you train your mind to overcome these situations. And I know that it is very hard because I've went through that. So I'm not saying I understand your situation, whoever is going through it, but I know for myself, and that's why I'm explaining it to you guys, that it is hard. It was hard for me to just accept that it wasn't going away. It was so frustrating. I would cry. I would be so upset because I could not do nothing because of the feelings that I was feeling. But convincing yourself that you are okay and you are safe will slowly but surely make things better. Okay, so now things that triggered my anxiety was alcohol. That is the number one thing that made my anxiety 10 times worse. And still to this day, that's why I don't drink strong alcohol, I should say. I'll drink me some wine, but I don't drink strong alcohol the way I would drink so much before. And the next day, I would feel terrible. Like, I'm talking, didn't even want to go places because my head felt crazy. I would be high. I would feel terrible, right? So, liquor, alcohol, whatever you want to call it, would trigger anxiety. Your anxiety, my anxiety, it's going to trigger, it's going to make it worse. So cutting back on alcohol is something that I believe in very, very much, especially if you're dealing with what you're dealing with, because I found that when I would go and drink, it would make me feel better at the time. And then the next day, for like 2 days after, I would feel the worst. So I have a lot of things that I've written down for you guys today. Like I'm talking heavy just to, talk to you guys and help you guys through this. And anybody that's going through anything that has to do with anxiety, feel free to comment down below any questions that you guys have. I'm not done. But please, I just wanted to put that out there. You can do it right now. Stop the video. Ask me any questions that you guys have to ask, because I'm telling you, I'm here for you, because this is something that honestly almost ruined my life for sure. Okay, so now we're going to jump into how the anxiety started to make me have depression, where I didn't want to get up and take a shower. It was so bad, right? Like, I didn't want to do nothing. And I don't want any of y'all to get to that point. So therefore, I really think that starting off with convincing yourself that you are okay and making sure that you go and you put yourself in the situations that you are scared of. And it sounds so like, really, Jada, but I'm scared. But the only way that you're going to overcome this feeling is overcoming it. You get what I'm saying? Like, going and doing the things and realizing you're going to put in your mind, I'm okay. Like, I did it today. I will go to this grocery store even though I didn't want to, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I did really good today. Even though I felt a little weird, I made it through. Also, I would stay home by myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm home by myself. I'm going to panic. I'm going to freak out. That's in the back of my mind. But I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. Breathe. And I also would use like lavender. I would put lavender oil on me and I would smell it to calm me. Also, like taking a nap sometimes if you're really going through it, just to like ease yourself. You don't want to put yourself through so much stress. I would force myself to go to sleep, but it was also hard for me to go to sleep. So if you're going through that, then I suggest you to start listening to motivational things, speaking about anxiety. It helped me because I'm so focused on people helping me in that time. I was so focused on, let's see what I can learn so that I can overcome this. So I would like lay in bed and listen to it. I would also listen to like the ocean sounds, or I would look up stress relief or anxiety relief sounds, and I would fall asleep to that. But I just want to say that the biggest thing is to remember that you will get through it, but you will get through it on your own pace. And it depends on how hard you are working to overcome this. And like I said, it all starts off with your mind and yourself. You have to want to overcome it, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much pain it puts you through, because you're so scared. You're feeling, dried mouth, your head's dizzy, you feel faint, your heart's racing. No matter how you're feeling, you have to literally be hard on yourself, and almost force yourself to believe, I'm going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're going to think positive through these situations. That is the main thing that I have that has helped me so much. And still to this day, I have times I'll sit there, and when I start to feel anxiety coming, I'm like, you're okay, Jada? Breathe. Everything's okay. You're safe. When I drive now, I drive. I go to the grocery store. And I'm okay now. But there's sometimes that, if I'm like in a bad mood, being stressed triggers your anxiety. So you want to remember to be around people that don't stress you out and don't make you mad, right? Just try to surround yourself by as much positivity as you can, because in this situation in your life, you need that. You have to start finding things that also make you happy. So try to do something to take your mind off of feeling this worry all the time. Find something that's going to make you happy that you like to do. Whatever it is, it could be the smallest thing. Okay, like cooking, like doing your makeup, like taking a shower, taking a bath, reading a book. Try to do things, adventure out to see what helps you. You have to do that. You have to adventure out and figure out what helps you, because that's the only way that you're going to figure it out, by trying things. Now, if you're just sitting at home on the couch, like, I feel bad, I feel anxiety, I feel worry, well, get up. Get up. Care for yourself. And the only way that you're going to be able to care for yourself is by doing things for yourself, allowing yourself to be happy. You have to get off of your butt and do something. If you want to become wealthy, what are you going to do? You're going to do something to become wealthy. If you don't do nothing about something, nothing is going to change. Okay, so I really hope that this helped you guys. And like I said, if you have any questions, please comment down below. I will be more than happy to help any of you guys going through this. I just really hope that we could grow together. I know that we can do it both together. I'm still going through this, and it doesn't get harder. It will get easier eventually. Okay, I promise you guys. And I just want you guys to think about life as positive as you can, because you only live one life and you don't want to throw it away to anxiety. You have to figure it out. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have so many other videos with depression and panic attacks, because I went through it all, like I told you guys before. And I'm so excited to give you guys my input. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day.